Here we got some freshly squeezed juice from the juice machine. We got carrot, celery, apple, spinach, and kale. Here we got orange juice squeezed the old-fashioned way, 2 oranges. Here we got a 4-egg omelet with a slice of Swiss cheese and some jasmine rice. So we're up here on a trail. We've got mountain bikers flying down this trail here. A lot of hikers, real crowded, hard to find parking today. But I'm going to see how it is. So it's Saturday, 24th of February 2018, up here on the trail. You can see the city down below. Pretty clear day, except there's a lot of haze along the coastline, Los Angeles area coastline. And don't really have any topic to talk about today, but haven't been doing much trail running, a little bit tough to go up the hill, so try to take it easy and do some shuffle jogging maybe, and a little bit climbing and some walking, hiking. And somebody brought their dog up here. The dog was exhausted by the time it got to the first peak. I tried telling the dog owner, hey, you gotta take it easy on the dog. They're like people. You gotta get him in shape before you bring him up a hill, especially a couple of miles up a hill, you know. So anyway, maybe we'll think about some topics to talk about today. Don't have much to say. No planned topics, so whatever comes to mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, alright. So there are mountain bikers. A little bit higher than them now as I climbed up, and they're going down. Yeah, if you're coming up and they're climbing down like that, you better hope you see them or they see you. So we're getting closer to turn around. I'm going to be maybe going to that peak over there and take a little pit stop break. But about 4 miles up on the trail and a little bit more before we get to the peak. But let's say that you want to run your first ultra marathon, 50K, a little close to 31 miles, let's say, and you want to know how to do it. So what you want to do is find an ultra 50K that's easier than the other ones, meaning less elevation gain and less technical trails. You contact the race director or you read the description for the race, and then you try to find similar trails, and if you're close enough to the race, then you actually train on the race course itself so you don't get lost during the race. Most races have pretty good directions, and they have little arrows and signs to tell you what way to turn if there's a fork, but you still can get lost as you get tired during the race. You may get a little disoriented, you get dehydrated, so the better you know the trails, the safer it's going to be for you. Now what you want to do is, of course, build up your endurance. You want to be able to jog walk 30 miles, 31 miles on trails, which means you're going to be hiking up hills, down hills, flats, maybe rocky terrain, maybe single tracks, and you want to have the right kind of shoes for that course. You got to find the shoes that work for you. It's kind of personal preference. A lot of ultra runners like the maximal shoes. Some like the more grippier, thinner soled, maybe medium kind of cushioning shoes, and some people like the really thin, more minimal trail shoes. So you got to find out what works for you. If you have stronger feet maybe and you want to feel the ground and the rocks more, you like the minimal shoes. But anyway, once you get your shoes set, you got your gear, you maybe a hydration pack or a vest, carry some hydration and snacks with you, maybe music, they let you listen to music during the ultra, and make sure you are familiar with the aid stations, what kind of snacks they're going to have, and maybe train with those kind of snacks so you're used to fueling up with that kind of fuel, or bring your own snacks. For ultras that I did, I tried to use just my own snacks and then supplement with whatever the aid stations had. And sometimes I would use what the aid stations had, it just would depend. And once you've built up your cardio system through doing basically weekly mileage, you got to get in your weekly mileage for the training, figure out where you're at and try and increase your mileage before the race. And then of course you taper off maybe 1 or 2 weeks before the race, and a few days before the race just take it off and stretch and don't run at all, and then go in with fresh legs to the race. And try in the race, take it easy the first half, and then if you still are feeling good, maybe the second half you can try and push it a little more. And just jog walk it in for your first race and try and finish it. So hike up the hills unless you're really a good climber. Don't even try to run up the hills. Just hike up them, and then jog real easy on the downhills, and on the flats if you're feeling good, maybe pick up the pace a little bit. And that's pretty much advice for the first ultra that you're going to do. If you can already jog walk a marathon, then maybe give yourself another 2 to 3 months to train for your first 50K. Should be good enough just to finish it, unless you want to really suffer out there. And some people like that, they want to suffer, so they'll sign up for ultras that they're not really ready for or trained for. But it's personal preference, whatever suits your lifestyle and suits you. So we made it to the fire road. Going to be going to Inspiration Point, and I'm not sure how far I'm going to go today. Wasn't really sure I was going to do a trail run today either. This video here is probably really shaky. Trying to hold it with my hand, but I can see it shaking all over the place. But we got some dead trees, or dried out trees over here. And there's the radio towers. So we got some hikers here. How far are you guys going today?
What?
How far are you going today?
Oh, not too far actually. We parked over near Mount Lowe there.
Oh, you did the easy one.
Yeah, I've done the hard one though too before.
Oh, okay. That's good. So I guess we've got some trail workers up here fixing up the trails going up to Muir Peak. So here we're at Muir Peak, about 6 miles in today to this trail run. And let's see, so we've talked about doing your first ultra marathon 50K. Talked about picking some shoes, your weekly mileage, tapering before the race, and a couple of days before the race don't do any running, just rest, stretch, get a good night's sleep the day before the race. Make sure you have good directions so you don't get lost. Get to the race early, of course. Most of the ultras start real early in the morning. It's going to most likely be cold, so prepare for a cold morning. And you may not be able to warm up too much before the race. They usually have some announcements, so try and just move your legs around, maybe do a little dynamic stretching, and take it easy the first mile or two. Use those to kind of warm up, and take it easy for the first half of the race. And take breaks at the aid station a little bit if you need to. Keep an eye on the cutoffs. You want to make the cutoff so you don't get kicked out of the race for not finishing. Called a DNF, did not finish. And you definitely want to show up for the race unless you got an injury. Otherwise you get a DNS, did not show. And let's see, anything else? That's all I can think of right now for your first ultra marathon. Just try and have fun, enjoy the trails out there, socialize a little bit, talk with the other runners. They'll give you pointers. You can ask them questions. You see different gear they're carrying. You can ask them what it is. Maybe you like it or you want to get it for yourself. And let's see, today on this trail run I brought a peanut butter bagel and 50 ounces of fluids, 2 of these Camelback bottles, and an Ultimate Direction Vest SJ2. And I don't really like it because these zippers are really hard to get to on the sides. I have to take the vest off. I like to have zippers in the front so I can get to my snacks without having to stop and pull the vest off. It's a real pain. And you know, I have some little peanut butter snacks called Justin's. Those are kind of neat. And a little expensive for what they are. You can get a whole jar of peanut butter from, you know, just peanuts, nothing really added to it, for maybe $2.50. And one little packet of Justin's is like $1, maybe $1.20, depending where you buy it from. So it's not really a good buy, but it's in a plastic wrap, like a gel pouch, so it makes it convenient to carry with you. That's pretty much all I brought. There are some water refills here. I wasn't planning bringing 50 ounces. I brought 50 ounces today because I had these for my workout yesterday, which I blew off, the cardio. So I saved these for today. Otherwise, I would have done it. You know, work schedule has been pretty rough. So last 3 days didn't do any running. Just been worn out from work. Yesterday I did lift some weights, so my chest is a little sore today. And my ankle's still sore. I was kind of debating whether I wanted to do a trail run. Going on the downhill is going to be pretty tough on the ankles. Felt a little bit on the way up, 6 miles, and so I got to take it easy. I do have these 1.5 Ultra Olympus shoes on. The soles are all worn out. See if I can get a picture for you there. So, soles are all worn, so I got to be careful on the downhills. It's slippery, so I don't slip and fall. And gosh, you know, trying to think anything else for your first ultra right off the top of my head. That's pretty much it, you know. Once you finish the first one, then you know you'll have a good idea about how hard it is, and you know, just try and take it easy. Make sure you finish. You want to finish your first one, build up your confidence, and you know, try and have some camaraderie on the race. You know, maybe make some friends and enjoy your time out there. 50Ks are actually pretty good. You should be able to finish before the dark. They have a cutoff time. Be aware of the final cutoff. And try and pace yourself. You know, hike up the hills. Don't go too fast. And if you get tired, just walk or take a short break. Rest up at the aid stations. Talk to the volunteers at the aid stations. If you have any problems, you have cramping, take more electrolytes, more salt and water. You can either be getting cramps from muscle exertion. You know, if you're not used to doing all the hiking, all the uphills and downhills, you can start getting cramps. You can get cramps from not having enough salt. Your electrolytes are depleted, so make sure you take electrolytes. You also get cramps from not having enough water. You know, you're getting dehydrated, so take water too. If you don't know if you're low on water or low on salt, just drink salt water. Take them both. And that's what I've done, and it's worked for me. And you can take plain sea salt if you want. That's sometimes what I use. Or you can also buy the expensive electrolyte capsules or electrolyte powders. Whatever you want to try. Try it in your training first, and then do it in the race. So here we got a little segment. It's a little slippery with these shoes, but we'll see how it goes. Not bad. So here we have the Forest Service volunteers. Look at this.
Yes, we are.
Now without these people we would have really messy trails. Especially after all the stuff. Here's a runner. How far are you going?
And back down to Millard.
Okay, how many miles is that going to be?
It's going to be 7.
7, so you're going to do 14 today?
Probably 19.
Oh, that's good.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah.
we got a little single track trail, and doing your trail runs, you want to try and learn how to go on downhills on the single tracks without tripping, without falling. It's different than road running. So if you're looking at doing your first ultra, you want to practice running on these kind of trails, especially if they have these kind of trails in your race. So during your ultra race and during your training, you should try to take in 100 to 300 calories, that's kilocalories per hour, maybe 20 to 25 ounces of water per hour, maybe 150 to 300 milligrams of sodium or electrolytes per hour, and adjust accordingly. If you're feeling dehydrated, drink more fluids, and try to stay away from simple sugars, preferably maybe very little bit if you need some quick energy, and try it in training first, see if it works for you.